How's going on, people? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mordzs and we are back today with another video. Fresh off United drawing with Liverpool last night. Look, good result. Good result. There's obviously a lot of things that United can work on, but I'm going to go in more depth in another video. Yeah, not today. In another video, I'm going to talk about not just that game, but United in general, especially leading up to this Arsenal game this weekend on Sunday. There's a few points that need to be made, a few conversations that I want to have as well. So make sure you're liking these kind of videos, commenting so we can have these kind of conversations, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. But listen, today what I want to talk about is something a little bit different. It's not about current United news. I want to talk about lost United players. Now, what I mean by lost United players is players who United have let go for whatever reason, whether it's age, whether it's ability, performance, attitude, just not a place in the squad, for money, they want to get some money back, for academy players, but players that we've lost but are playing well, players that a lot of people might even say they could probably walk back into this team, and I feel like it's a reoccurring thing at United for us to sell players or for players to not perform at the club, for whatever reason, whether it's an environment reason, confidence reason, but for them to not perform at United and then go on to other places and absolutely play like they've never played before in life. I made a little video, in the video that I made last week. What video was it again? I think it was what was it? I think it was a mid-season prediction video. I think it was the mid-season prediction video, and I spoke about Anthony Elanga for Forest, and I made a little short form clip. It's on the channel somewhere. Go and look at my shorts and you'll see it. But he's the first player that I would speak about. Anthony Elanga is the perfect definition, the best definition of a player who, at United, he never had the greatest opportunity. He did play here and there. He did play. So it's not like he was, on the bench for like 20 games and then he played one game like a Van der Beek. No, he did get opportunities to play, but it was never the best opportunity. You look at a player like Garnacho and a player like Elanga. In my opinion, Garnacho, I don't even want to trigger anyone in it. Let me not trigger anyone. But let's be real. I would take Elanga right now over Garnacho any day of the week. Right now, I would take Elanga. I know people say, oh, but Garnacho's got a higher ceiling. But as of right now, yes, he is older than him by a few years, but he's just performing better. And he's got better attributes. And it's not even to me, it's a Garnacho show, and it's nothing about Garnacho, but I just feel like what Elanga has, he's super quick. Might be one of the fastest players in the Premier League, but incredible pace, keeps the ball well. They're both from the academy, so they're both kind of, Garnacho's kind of from the academy. He came in, he was like 17, but Elanga's really from the academy. So he knows the club. He's brought up in the same academy that Mainey was brought up in, and other players who have that technical ability. I think he's a good finisher on the ball. He's creative. He can put on a cross. The most important thing is really just IQ. I feel like his IQ is just better than someone like a Garnacho. He knows the game better. He reads the game better. He knows when and where to pass the ball, when and where to make the right runs. Pace is one thing. It's all good being quick, but if you're running in the wrong direction, who cares? Like, you're not a threat to me if the ball's ending up down there and you're running down there. That's just it's irrelevant. You don't need to do that. But I feel like Elanga, he makes the right runs. He and like I said, it's that IQ that I feel like he has built up on the United Academy, but also being able to have this time at Forest and this experience playing quite a lot of games. I think last season he played 36 games in the Premier League. He played a lot of games. This season he scored, I think last season he scored 5 goals and 9 assists. And I think this season he scored 3 goals and 3 assists. And considering Nottingham Forest, I think they're top 4 right now. Are they top 4? I think they're 4th. Or somewhere not even second, but they're in and around the top 4 as of when I'm recording this video. Having an incredible season. And I know stats, people look at stats all the time and say, well, he's only scored 3 goals and 3 assists. First of all, he's not the most seller of Nottingham Forest. You know what I mean? Like, he's not He's not there to get all the goals and get all the assists. Mo Salah is a winger that is there to get the goals and to get the assists. That's not what Elanga's in the team for. You look at the other players in the team that can get goals and assists. I mean, Chris Wood's having an insane season for his standards anyway. Good player this season. Not to say that he's a bad player, but he's having an insane season for what people probably expected. You got players like Hudson-Odoi, Gibbs White. They've got it's a very solid team, not just the attackers, but even going back, look at Ola Aina. Their team is very well run, and they've got a good manager as well. So it is a great environment for him to learn and build up this IQ and build up his knowledge on the game. And I just think he is a lost United player because he would walk into this team. Might not be a player that would take us to the Premier League, then the winning the Premier League, but for what we need right now, he is a player that we have let go. And if we could get him back, I'm sure if Amorim had a choice to get him back into this team, he probably would, because put him on that right wing back or right wing position, or not right wing, right attacking midfield position, I think he'd do great. I think he'd probably do better in the right wing back position, because that's where we see Ahmad flourishing a lot as well, in that right wing back position. I can't say that, RWB position, yeah. I think he'd do great there, just because, one, he's quick, so he can get back up and down a lot. He is a runner, even though he's quick, he's a runner as well. So it's not like he's going to be getting tired and he's not going to track back. When he was playing for United, he was tracking back. That's one of the reasons why people actually liked him, because he was a workhorse, he was a dog, he was making sure, even though he was a right winger, he wasn't a right wing back, he was a right winger, but he was also tracking back and helping the fullback. And I think he has similar qualities to Ahmad. He is direct. He likes to get in, get at the opposition, the defense. He will take you up for one-on-one, try and take it down the line, or he could cut in and find a pass or find a cross. I think he's just a great player overall. But yeah, Anthony Elanga, a lost player. The second player who, in my opinion, arguably, I feel like this guy might be one of the best academy talents to come out of Manchester United post-Fergie. And his name is Angel Gomez. Serious baller. I remember being in school, finding out about Angel Gomez, and I'm thinking, who is this guy? I remember seeing a picture of him with Nani, and someone was like, yeah, that's his uncle. Nani's his uncle. Apparently, like, Ronaldo's his, like, godfather or something. I don't even know, but his dad played for Portugal. I don't know who his dad was, but his dad played for Portugal. He's just got it in his veins. He's got it in his blood. Again, local lad from Manchester, came for the United academy. Top player, I think. Right now, I don't know actually, but he was an England international. He did play a few games on the League Castle, but for the under-21s, he's been the captain. He even captained. I remember seeing him captain the under-17s to the World Cup, and that team had like Foden in the team, Sancho was in the team, Hudson-Odoi was in the team, Ryan Brewster was in the team, Mark Guehi was in the team, Gibbs White was in the team, Smith Rowe was in the team. That team was insane. That under-17 England team might be the best England team we've ever seen. In terms of talent, raw talent, I know I'm going off track right now, but that under-17 England team, oh my gosh, what a team. Like I said, Smith Rowe was a sub. Like he was a super sub. He wasn't even starting. Phil Foden got, I think, player of the tournament. I remember Ryan Brewster scored like back-to-back hat-tricks in that under-17 World Cup. Like I said, Callum Hudson-Odoi. Right now he's balling up for Forest, but he was playing for Chelsea at the time. Probably one of the best Chelsea talents that they had at the team. On the other side, you had Gibbs White that was playing. Like I said, Angel Gomez, Sancho. I think Sancho got injured that tournament and he didn't even play. Like Sancho, I'm talking about young Sancho, was injured at that tournament. He didn't even play and they still went and won. I think they beat Spain in the final. What a team. Absolute ballers in that team. Like I said, in defence, they had Mark Guehi. Pretty sure Conor Gallagher was in that team. But listen, what a team. That team could probably be the England team right now. They might even beat the England team right now. I don't know. But that was, incredible. But like I said, Angel Gomez was the captain for that team. That should show you how good he was and he still is, or the talent that he at least had. Obviously, right now he's at Lyon. Let me get a stat. I think last season he had 8 assists, and he's been instrumental to that Lyon team. The crazy thing is, this might be the only player in this list who could actually come back to United because his contract ends this season. So he's actually able to speak to other clubs, which means we're getting for free. We're getting back to United for free. I'm sure Ruben Amorim, when he was at Sporting, inquired about him. I think Real Madrid wanted to sign him at Sporting, actually. I'm pretty sure. I read that somewhere anyway. So the manager obviously knows who he is. He's a lot more experienced now, been playing a lot of first team football. Like I said, England international. I don't no, let me know in the comments, would you take Angel Gomez back this summer? He'll be here on a free. He might get a nice little contract because we're not going to pay any fees for him. But would you take him back? You know, would you take Angel Gomez back to United? He's a player who, in that right, or though that cam position, he can do wonders. He can do absolute wonders. So, yeah, another lost United player, but you never know. He could find his way back home. Hopefully, maybe. Next, we've got Jadon Sancho. Now, this is a controversial one. I know a lot of people they still don't like Jadon Sancho, and the reasons why Sancho left, I think there's a lot of different reasons. I don't think it's based on ability, because in my opinion, Sancho still has, in terms of ability, he's still one of the best. I'm not saying young player because he's like 24, 25 years old now, but he's still one of the best talents that United have had in recent years and that Chelsea have right now. In terms of talent, I think he is still very much up there, and you can see it. You can see the assist that he did for Palmer the other day. You know, he shows it every now and then. He just needs to have a great run of games, you know, consistent run of games where he's starting, and it's not just about stats. Yeah, everybody nowadays, people talk about assists and goals. If you're not getting assists and goals, they'll bring it up in the 6 months time. Look at Grealish or look at Foden, and you don't get the assists and the goals, people are going to bring it up regardless of how you perform. Not to say that those guys have performed well, by the way, because they haven't. But with Sancho, I feel like he actually has good games without getting assists every single game. He might go 3 games and getting 3 assists in each game, but then he might go another 5 and not getting assists. I just think there is a little bit of consistency there that I feel like he needs to achieve. He needs to kind of work on, because with Sancho, I feel like when he first came to Chelsea at the start of the season, obviously on loan from United, he was a bit timid. I feel like he wasn't as confident because of the whole situation that happened at United with Ten Hag, with the club. You know, that was horrible, I'll be honest. To me, that was terrible. I don't care what you say about attitude problems and whatever. What happened at United with Ten Hag was disgraceful. In my opinion, it was terrible. The worst man management I've ever seen from a manager. A player's not training well, so you call him out in the media unnecessarily. There's not even a game going on. You just call him out in the media. You pretty much not replace him, but the reason why he was frustrated was because he wasn't playing, because your signing had to play because it was your signing and you paid 90 million for him. What's that got to do with him? Sancho is better than Anthony every day of the week, better than Anthony, but he wasn't getting game time because Anthony was. Him getting forced to go and train with like the younger team, him not even being able to sit with the first team and eat with them. Like, what do you think he's not a parasite? Like, he's not like a disease. Like, I thought that was insane, but yeah, obviously a lot of confidence was probably dropped from him. And I feel like it took him a little bit of time to get that confidence back at Chelsea. But now that he has it, I feel like he's putting in good performances, and he's a player who, again, if he was at United, would walk back into this team 100%. Again, I'm not saying he's going to take us to the Premier League, but for where we are, to get us back to at least a team challenging for top 4, he would have been effective. But again, another lost player. Next is, I lied before, actually. I didn't lie, but I forgot. This is a player that also could come back to United. Another lost player, and his name is Alvaro Fernandez. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I watch Benfica week in, week out. I don't think a lot of people who watch Premier League football do. But if you do your research, you will know the kind of player that Alvaro Fernandez is. He is exactly what we need in that left wing back position. Since he left United, again, another player who's come from the academy, worked his way up, went on a couple of loans here and there, and then eventually got signed to Benfica, and he is performing incredibly. And he has every attribute that we need as a wing back. He's great defensively. He's got pace. He can get forward. He can put on a cross. He's left-footed. He's got the awareness of the game. He's got a good IQ. He's a bit more technical than your normal fullback. He is exactly what Manchester United need in that position. Again, a player that we lost, but we could get him back because I think we have a buyback clause. I'm not too clued up on the technical aspect of it, but I think we have a buyback clause of like 15 million. If we didn't have that buyback clause, we would have to spend 70 million, probably 50 to 70 million at least, because we're United as well. So they're going to have to put another 10 million on top. But we do have a buyback clause of, I think, about 15 million. That is a player who, in my opinion, we need to get him ASAP. If he wants to come back, and Amorim has that conversation with him, obviously Amorim, Portuguese, Benfica Portuguese. I'm pretty sure he's Spanish though. Alvaro Fernandez is Spanish. Maybe I'm wrong, but there's something there. The Portugal is close to Spain, so I'm sure sure they can understand each other. But yeah, that is a player who I would not mind bringing back to this team. But again, another player that we lost that we probably should have kept. And the last one is a bit of I had a few players that I wanted to put in, but this one I just thought was interesting because I don't necessarily want them back, and I think it was a good thing that they both left, and they're both not even young players either. But it's McFred, McFred, and I know you're thinking, what, like, how are they lost players? Look, the reality is we could probably do a McFred right now. Like one of those players could probably help us in this team, especially in that midfield. McTominay's having a wonderful season for Napoli, considering Napoli went and won the league, and I'm pretty sure the season after they were far off the top. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, I don't watch Serie A that much, but from what I just hear around and what I'm seeing, I'm pretty sure they didn't have the greatest season after they won the league. But McTominay's come into Napoli. Conte's brought him in. He's brought in other players like Lukaku, Billy Gilmore, all these other players that past Premier League players, and they've actually improved. They've improved a lot. And McTominay, I think he just got man of the match the last game against Fiorentina. I think he scored as well or got an assist. But he's playing well. He's playing well. I've never been a McTominay fan. Again, I'm not saying I want him back. I don't want him back. I'll be honest. Not no like agenda kind of thing. But I just don't see he's not a young player anymore. He's the same age as Rashford. So there's no point trying to bring him back to hope that he can do what he's doing at Napoli. But I just feel like he's a lost player. He's a lost player because he's a player that's left because of whatever reason, environment, confidence. He did get game time. That's one thing you can't complain about. He did get game time, but it just never worked out. And he's gone to Napoli and he's actually flourishing. He's playing a lot better, probably in a slightly different position that he's playing at United, but he's improved. And Fred at Fenerbahce, again, I don't watch him a lot, but from what I've heard from people who do watch him, he's another player that's putting in performances, week in, week out. An absolute workhorse, a wasp all over the pitch. Covers every blade of grass, similar to Ugarte, to be fair. A player that's going to put in that work for. He might not be the most technically gifted player. He's not going to be able to play these little intricate 1-2 touch passes in and around the final third and whatnot. He's not going to be able to dictate the play, but he's going to do a job. He's going to put in them that shift. He's going to put in them kilometers and he's going to run for you. So that's the last two. Not to, again, a bit of a different kind of one, but two lost players for United who, again, even if it's as a sub, we could probably do with some help in that midfield. But anyway, that's the end of the video. Let me know in the comments any other lost United players that could have been, would have been, should have been, whatever, but lost United players. Some of them who potentially we might even be able to bring them back. There were players that I was thinking of like James Garner for Everton, a lost United player. Who else was I thinking of? Dean Henderson as a goalkeeper. I'm not too sure if he's as good as we need anyway. But Dubravka for Newcastle, again, second keeper. We probably need a second keeper. I don't know how good Bayandera is. But other players that we've kind of let go in the past that probably could do a job for us right now. There's probably a few of them. But let me know in the comments. Like this video if you enjoyed it. And subscribe. And I'm going to see you tomorrow for the next one.